Hello and welcome to this video on hypertension and blood pressure monitoring. In this video, you will learn what is hypertension and why it is important to know your blood pressure. What is the best time to measure your blood pressure? How to diagnose hypertension at home using different types of blood pressure monitors. How to measure your blood pressure using a manual or an electronic arm device. How to interpret your blood pressure readings and what to do next. Before we start, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with your friends and family. This will help me create more videos like this for you. Also, feel free to comment below your results or any questions you have about hypertension and blood pressure monitoring. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Let's get started. What is hypertension and why it is important to know your blood pressure? Hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, is a condition where the pressure of the blood in your arteries is too high. This can damage your arteries and increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, kidney disease, and other serious health problems. Blood pressure is measured using two numbers, the systolic pressure and the diastolic pressure. The systolic pressure is the top number that measures the pressure when your heart beats. The diastolic pressure is the bottom number that measures the pressure when your heart rests between beats. According to the World Health Organization, normal blood pressure is less than 120/80ths of a millimeter Hg. Hypertension is diagnosed if your blood pressure is consistently 140/90ths of a millimeter Hg or higher. However, some people may have different thresholds depending on their age, medical conditions, and medications. Knowing your blood pressure is important because most people with hypertension do not have any symptoms. The only way to find out if you have high blood pressure is to measure it regularly. This can help you prevent or treat hypertension before it causes complications. What is the best time to measure your blood pressure? There's no specified time set to measure blood pressure, but it is recommended to measure blood pressure early in the morning before eating any food or taking any medications as they can affect your blood pressure level. Foods and medications have slight or major effects on blood pressure. It's also a good idea to measure your blood pressure in the evening, before going to bed. This can help you monitor how your blood pressure changes throughout the day and night. Blood pressure peaks in the afternoon for most people and may be influenced by factors such as stress, caffeine, or exercise. Some researchers suggest that taking blood pressure readings between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. can help identify people at risk for certain heart problems. However, this is not a common practice and may not be necessary for everyone. It's important to measure your blood pressure at the same time each day, as this will provide the most accurate picture of your blood pressure trend. You should also avoid caffeine, alcohol, smoking, or exercise for 30 minutes before taking your blood pressure. You should take your blood pressure after using the bathroom and sitting quietly for 5 minutes. You should take two readings roughly 1 minute apart from each other and use the arm with the higher reading. How to diagnose hypertension at home using different types of blood pressure monitors. There are different types of blood pressure monitors that you can use at home to check your blood pressure. They include digital blood pressure monitors. These are automatic or electronic devices that have a cuff that wraps around your upper arm and a digital display that shows your readings. They are easy to use, but they may not be accurate if the cuff does not fit properly or if you move or talk during the measurement. Aneroid blood pressure monitors. These are manual devices that have a cuff, a pump, a stethoscope, and a gauge. You have to inflate the cuff manually and listen to your heartbeat with the stethoscope to measure your blood pressure. They require more skill and coordination, but they may be more accurate than digital monitors. Finger blood pressure monitors. These are small devices that fit on your finger and measure your blood pressure using a sensor. They are convenient and portable, but they are not recommended by most experts because they are not reliable or accurate. Pediatric blood pressure monitors. These are specially designed for children and have smaller cuffs and lower inflation pressures. They may be digital or aneroid, but they should be used only under the guidance of a healthcare provider. The best type of blood pressure monitor for you depends on your personal preference, budget, and medical condition. However, most experts recommend using an upper arm cuff device that has been clinically validated and cleared by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, to ensure that it meets the quality standards. You can find a list of validated devices at the links in the description of this video. How to measure your blood pressure using a manual or an electronic arm device. To measure your blood pressure using a manual or an electronic arm device, you need to follow some steps to ensure accurate readings. Here are some tips. Choose a quiet and comfortable place to sit with good back support and a table or desk in front of you. Avoid smoking, drinking caffeine or alcohol, eating, or exercising for at least 30 minutes before measuring your blood pressure. Relax for 5 minutes before taking your measurement. Place your feet flat on the floor and rest your arm on the table so that your elbow is at the level of your heart. Remove any clothing or jewelry from your upper arm. Wrap the cuff around your bare upper arm about 1 inch above the bend of your elbow. Make sure the cuff fits snugly but not too tight. You should be able to slip 2 fingers under the top edge of the cuff. If you are using a digital monitor, press the start button and wait for the device to inflate the cuff and display your readings on the screen. If you are using an aneroid monitor, squeeze the pump rapidly until the gauge reads about 30 points above your usual systolic pressure. Then turn the knob on the pump slowly to let the air out of the cuff. Place the stethoscope earpieces in your ears and listen for your heartbeat through the stethoscope chest piece under the cuff. Note the reading on the gauge when you first hear a heartbeat. This is your systolic pressure. Continue listening until you no longer hear a heartbeat. Note the reading on the gauge when the sound stops. This is your diastolic pressure. Record your readings either by writing them down or by entering them into an app or device that can store them for you. You can also share them with your healthcare provider if needed. Wait for at least 1 minute before taking another measurement. You can take 2 or 3 readings and use the average as your blood pressure. How to interpret your blood pressure readings and what to do next. Once you have measured your blood pressure, you need to know what your readings mean and what to do next. Here are some guidelines. If your blood pressure is less than 120/80ths of a millimeter Hg, you have normal blood pressure. You should maintain a healthy lifestyle and check your blood pressure at least every 2 years or as advised by your healthcare provider. If your blood pressure is between 120/80ths and 129/80ths of a millimeter Hg, you have elevated blood pressure. You should make some lifestyle changes, such as reducing salt intake, increasing physical activity, quitting smoking, and managing stress. You should also check your blood pressure more often and consult your healthcare provider if it does not improve. If your blood pressure is between 130/80ths and 139/89ths of a millimeter Hg, you have stage 1 hypertension. You should follow the same lifestyle changes as previous and talk to your healthcare provider about whether you need medication to lower your blood pressure. You should also check your blood pressure regularly and follow up with your healthcare provider as recommended. If your blood pressure is 140/90ths of a millimeter Hg or higher, you have stage 2 hypertension. You should follow the same lifestyle changes as above and start taking medication to lower your blood pressure as prescribed by your healthcare provider. You should also check your blood pressure frequently and monitor it closely with your healthcare provider. If your blood pressure is 180/120ths of a millimeter Hg or higher, you have a hypertensive crisis. This is a medical emergency that requires immediate attention. You should call 911 or go to the nearest hospital right away. You may have symptoms such as severe headache, chest pain, shortness of breath, blurred vision, or confusion. There are several ways to lower your blood pressure naturally, depending on the cause and severity of your condition. Please check the video above to learn more about how to control your high blood pressure. I hope this video helps you understand hypertension and blood pressure monitoring better. Please remember that this is not medical advice and that you should always consult your healthcare provider for any questions or concerns about your blood pressure or health. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others who may benefit from it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also, don't forget to comment below with your results or any questions you have about hypertension and blood pressure monitoring. I would love to hear from you and help you out. Thank you for watching this video and stay healthy.